Welcome to your bi-weekly podcast adventure.
Ayo.
We're your DMs,
Hello.
Gray Lewis and Barris Moyer.
Hi. My name's
How was
Barris.
your week, man? Half week. It's been half a week.
It's been a deadly week, dude. I've been super sick.
Unfortunate indeed.
This is the worst sickness I've had in a really long time. I came home, dude.
Are you done with the sickness?
Yeah, I'm done now.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I'm done.
I
It was
mean,
like a
I said,
one-day
are you
thing.
down with the sickness?
Am I down with it?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Are you down with the sickness?
Yeah. I don't know what that
Okay,
means.
it's fine. You didn't get the reference, whatever.
That's fine.
All right. You know you're back. I know you missed us. Everyone does.
Hi, guys.
It's okay, guys. It's okay to have some separation anxiety when you're waiting for your new episode to come out.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, I've been getting some really great feedback. People
Oh, yeah.
talking to me saying, yo, listen to the podcast. Nice podcast.
It's so good. You guys have such soothing voices. Thanks.
And I would
my
would
best.
say, I'm pretty sure I don't have a soothing voice, but I like Barris's voice.
Really? I like your voice.
I feel like my voice is a little nasally.
I think my voice is especially nasally today.
Today. Yeah, excuse Barris's
I'll
problematic voice.
just sound like, hello.
But that's
my
okay,
name's
you know.
Barris."
We overcome boundaries for you guys.
Hell
we
yeah.
overcome obstacles. We get on the podcast recording. We hit record. We take out our steak knives.
I make the sound effects.
We make sound effects. And that is the hardest part of this podcast, I would say. It really
The
takes
sound
it out of
effects.
me, the sound effects. All right, so this week we have a couple discussions.
Segmentaronies.
First segment, favorites of the week. We're going to be telling you a couple things that me and Bears discovered that we'd like to share with you guys. We have SpaceX, touching base, where we check back in on our boy Elon Musky Moo. Ask him what's going on. Make sure he's okay. I just want to make sure Elon's
I love
okay.
Elon.
Elon, if you want to be on this podcast,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're willing to pay us a couple $100 while you're on.
Also, buy our Death by Elon shirts.
That don't exist yet, but, you know, it's never too late.
It's a grand idea.
Never too early to pre-order.
Oh, yeah. By the way, it's you can't take that idea. It's our property.
Copyrighted.
Copyrighted by Barris and
Trademark.
Gray Inc.
That's the sound of a trademark happening.
Trademark.
Just imagine a stamp, a big T. It just got stamped on that idea.
Trademark.
If you touch it, you will be shot on sight.
Yes.
Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal.
Ooh,
Do you know about that?
Yes. Very
Cambridge. I
interesting.
don't know why I said Cambridge.
Cambridge.
I'm not.
It's okay.
I'm not a freaking Brit.
I think they say
which
Cambridge
brings
as well.
us to we're gonna use that as a quick little transition into the cost of free online services.
Ooh.
And then we're gonna talk about, is overstimulation bad for you? So kind of a technology themed podcast ish. You know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying.
So let's just jump into it.
Oh, but before that, we have our questions
Oh shoot.
that have been submitted. Our three.
We need to have a catchy title for this segment. Learn more about us by asking us questions,
Do it now, please.
and we answer them now.
Yeah, we haven't gotten
At
really.
this point in the podcast,
We haven't gotten many questions, but you know, if you got any, please hit us up on our Twitter, which is CairoCast Show.
and we are
because,
giving away an Amazon gift card. Just kidding. We're never gonna give you guys money. That I guarantee. No money.
Zero
coming from
money.
us to you. But if you want to hit us up with some
If you want
cash,
to give us money,
go ahead,
we're
do
down with
over
that.
to our Patreon. All right, let's really get into this. Let's get in the podcast mode. We've
Yeah, this was a very slow start, but great
this is me
snapping his
setting
fingers.
the tempo.
Yeah,
One,
yeah,
two,
yeah.
three,
Be a
four.
maverick.
Two,
Be a
two,
maverick.
three,
Be a
four.
maverick. Be a
Send us off
maverick.
with the questions, Barris. Let's
Okay,
go.
first question. This is a really intense way to start off our
What can I say?
podcast
It's an
here.
intense podcast.
All right.
We
Question
are
one.
the X Games of podcasts.
Yeah, living life on the edge.
Wait,
Call
didn't we
me-
say we're the ice hockey is not really an extreme sport?
Yeah, it is. People get
It is the way we play it.
people get pushed up onto the glass. Oh my God, my voice cracks.
We break
so
the
bad.
glass every game. They're replacing all the glass every game.
It's been a tough week for me. It's been a very tough week for your boy. My voice just cracked.
I'm sorry, bro.
I'm just contemplating suicide. All right.
Don't joke about
Forget
suicide,
all that.
please.
Jumping into our first question. Our first question is, how do you... Oh, never mind.
Oh, that was a great
Question one
question.
is, what's something that most people find normal but makes you extremely uncomfortable? I know. I got my answer.
I have the opposite of this question. Like, I
How-
have something that I'm fine with that a lot of people are uncomfortable
Okay,
with.
let me say mine,
Okay.
and then you can say yours. Something that makes me really uncomfortable and that people are okay with is just, like, talking to people that you don't know.
We get it, Barris. You're an introvert.
I'm an introvert, but this
Every
is the
episode
question
should just be
asked it.
titled Barris is an introvert.
Question asked for it, man. I didn't want to bring it up, but hey, you know. I feel like everyone's really comfortable with just like having a normal conversation with someone they don't know, but that's really hard for me.
Eating stuff off the floor really bothers me.
People just do that all the time. What?
Huh?
What?
I don't know. It's just kind of gross to me.
I feel like I've seen you do that before.
I'm sure you have, but it still grosses me out. I don't know. I can't think of anything better. I'm comfortable with a lot of stuff.
What were you gonna say before?
Feet. I don't understand why people are bothered by feet. Because they're just part of my body. Like, every day I look down, there's my feet. People are always like, ew, if a foot gets within a 3-meter radius of me, I'm going to puke.
I think that's just a reaction to like, you know how people have foot fetishes,
Nah.
and people are like, "Ew, you have a foot fetish?
think
That's
it's just-
weird." This is a
Because
reaction
even
to
in
that.
middle school, before, like, people
Oh.
knew what that was, like, I just feel like some people just... There's, like, this level of cleanliness that, like, humans have reached where, like, they're uncomfortable with their own bodies. It's really weird.
I feel you. That's weird. Yeah, I think I'm very neutral with feet.
Yeah, really don't
hate
care.
them.
They're just
unless
hands.
they're like really ugly.
Hands for your ground.
Wait, what if you see a really ugly foot?
I don't know. I mean, sure.
If you, I mean, I'd have the same reaction if I saw like really ugly hands or like
Yeah, I mean,
really
like, if
ugly
it was a
knees.
warty and stuff,
Ugly knees. What makes a knee ugly?
they're yours.
Shit.
Got him.
I think I'm just gonna stop doing.
Welcome back to the
podcasts.
comeback cast.
All right, I think we've drained that question out.
All right.
We'll move on. And question 2 is, what would you like to be remembered for?
A mediocre podcast.
Damn.
I'd like to be remembered for being a passionate, loving, and compassionate person.
Love, compassion, Gray Lewis. That's cool. I think I want to be remembered for being a really, really nice person.
And making good sandwiches. I make really flippin' good sandwiches.
Yeah, I guess that's a plus too.
And to add on to that, you make some really good omelets, bro.
Me?
Every time I spend the night at your house, and it's
Really?
it's like 3 a.m. Here I am, out of it, tired, hungry, and my boy pulls through. I don't even have to ask. He's like,
That was a long time ago.
I haven't spent the night at your house in a while.
I haven't spent the night at your house in a while too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
Yeah,
gotta
you
get a-
have you spent the night at my house last week?
Yeah, but like it was different, cause it was like utility. Like it wasn't like, oh, let's chill.
Oh, I see.
It was like I gotta.
I mean, we hang out a lot.
Yeah.
We just don't sleep. I mean, you
Well-
live 2 floors above me.
Yeah. It's kind of unnecessary because it's like every time we like are like we could do a sleepover, just like why don't you just like come over and then go home at like,
Yeah.
like 12 or 2? What's the point?
Also, the older I've gotten, the more I've enjoyed sleeping in my own house.
Yeah, I don't know. I like sleepovers after parties because like it just feels weird to go home after a party.
I don't know. I
sometimes.
don't really care. Like, before it was just like, oh, I can't stay up late. I'm just gonna stay at my friend's house. But now I can stay up however
Yeah,
late I
same.
want and go home whenever I want. I don't know. I just don't. I just much prefer my own bed than anyone else's. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That was a slight
I
tangent.
completely forgot how we got there, but I just remembered.
Oh, the omelet thing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you actually remembered that. I don't.
Well,
even
I remember
that.
it because it was just like,
Damn, that was that
damn,
good.
bro.
Wait, really?
How do you know I wanted an omelet?
Oh, I see.
Like it was such a good omelet too.
Really?
Like, it was very. It's like you really pulled through,
Thanks, man.
and you didn't even know you needed to.
All right. All right. Third and last question. Let me try. Oh, dude, this is a hard question.
Okay,
This is a doozy.
all right. Hit me with it, Barris. I'm ready.
What is love? Baby, no.
Is it literally just what is love?
What is love?
Is that a reference? Or
No,
are they literally asking?
What is love?
Love is kind of like a feeling that exists on a whole spectrum, I think. I think it's like kind of silly how people like section off true love or whatever. It's kind of
Mhm.
just like love is a spectrum. You love your friends, you love your family. You're attached to a lot of things.
But what is it?
An evolutionary tactic.
I'm sure that was the answer that this
It's true.
person was
I
looking
mean,
for.
I just think it's like a way to make humans help each other out.
yeah, no,
Better
yeah.
society. I mean, like it makes humans stronger because we are stronger together. I think we just evolutionarily grew to do that. And reproduction.
I think love is when you not only think about yourself in certain situations, but also this other person. So, like, let's say a mom to her kids. When let's say there's something going on in her life, she doesn't only just think of herself. She thinks of her husband or her
But,
kids.
Like, you think about your friends whenever you're like.
But no. Okay, let's say.
I think you love your friends. I think that's the answer.
But who's the first person that comes to your mind
When what?
when something happens? Let's say you get a bad grade. Like, who's the first person that comes to your mind to find comfort in, or like to?
Probably my girlfriend.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know.
Because my parents just don't care about my grades. They just don't. Love you, Mom.
But you know what I mean? It's this person that you always think of, or these people that you always think of, that are always on your mind, and like you get
You're always on my mind, Barris.
your heart starts racing a little bit when you think of them. But that's more like
My heart always starts racing when I think.
I
of
don't know.
you.
I think I love you, Gray. I can say I love you.
We're back on it. Every episode, it just ends up, dude. The romantic tension in this podcast is just off the charts.
But you know what I mean, right? I
Yeah.
care about you, man.
I love you too, bro.
It sounded very forced.
I
Say it.
love you.
This is the most uncomfortable
I
podcast.
feel so gay. Kidding. Of course, guys. Come on.
Come on, man.
Of course I love you, you bitch.
Yeah, you filthy animal.
Guys, whenever they say they love each other, they have to like add an insult after. I love you, cunt. You can't just be like, I love you.
You
'cause
fucking
it's
asshole. You fucking asshole, Gray.
I love you too, Marley.
Yeah,
even
there'll
though
be nothing like your
Marley's
father.
actually an asshole. I still love him.
Marley's just one big walking asshole.
If you can imagine an asshole.
I'm imagining it.
Are you
It's
just
a-
imagining my dog?
I'm imagining a black hole, actually.
All right, cool. Let's move on to our first
Swiftly.
proper segment. Favorite of the week. I'll start us off because I have a very clean, calculated suggestion that I've been waiting to share with you guys.
What is it?
My first suggestion is the channel Sugar Pine 7, which I'm sure some of you have watched. It's a improvised daily, semi-daily. I don't know. It's like a parody of vlogs, kind of. I don't know how else to describe it. It's really good. It's really funny stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
High quality, really, really high production value. And my second one is a book by Andy Weir, Weir. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Called Artemis.
Artemis.
It is about a woman, who grows up on the moon, on a moon base. And she gets into some shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
But yeah, it's actually really, really fascinating sci-fi book. Really cool idea. Really like the really like the storyline. Has a lot of
Pickle
like
Rick?
social commentary, which is not. It's not like in your face like some books. It's just a little like here's what I think the future will be like socially.
Damn.
It's cool.
All right.
Cool stuff.
I haven't read a fiction book in a while.
That's your loss, Barris.
Oh no.
Reading is lit.
I mean, I've been reading nonfiction.
Richer.
Please. Please, Gray, have mercy on my soul.
What's your favorite of the week?
I.
Hit us up with it. We're all on the edge of our seats. Come on.
You know how my opinion is the most important out of everyone else's on this
it's
planet.
true.
I've been listening to this new rapper called Lil Waterbed.
Okay. You want to play us a sample?
Yeah.
Is it safe for work?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good. It's very chill.
I feel like I've heard that intro a million times.
You have. It's called I Crashed the Honda. Here's a little preview. I hope we
I
don't
like
get,
these random sounds that are happening.
hope we don't get sued.
As long as you pay less than 16 seconds, you don't get flagged on SoundCloud.
Oh, nice. That's 20 seconds. Cool.
That was not 20 seconds.
That was 20 seconds.
Fudge.
Please don't sue
We're
us.
getting flagged. I think it was crappy quality enough that
Yeah, it's fine.
it won't get noticed.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. I think we're okay.
All right, well, you can go ahead and Google /Spotify/ I don't know.
Little Waterbed.
However, go look that stuff up. Check it out.
Very chill
really
music.
good stuff.
Not bad.
And with that, my bib is on. My knife is sharpened.
Wait. I got to put mine on. Chill.
Okay, sorry,
Hold
sorry.
up, Come
Don't want to rush you.
on. All right, it's on.
Bibs are on. Come on, Bears. Let's go over to the table. Let's get it set up for our
Okay,
Thanksgiving
go
dinner.
on.
Scoot in.
Yep, I'm in.
Invite your girlfriend's family.
Right. She didn't answer.
You just doxed your girlfriend. It's fine.
You should
And let's
invite-
just dig into this meat, dude. Let's dig into the meat of the podcast.
Wait, great.
I'm getting
You should invite-
impatient.
Wait, you should invite your
I
girlfriend.
don't want to dox her. Get over here,
Damn it.
girlfriend.
Damn it. Thought I'd catch you slipping.
Bro, I never slip.
I never slip. I'm Gray Lewis.
Actually, I don't know. I feel like a lot of our friends wouldn't really care if we just dropped their names in the podcast.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Not gonna do it.
Do it.
My girlfriend's name is Sarah.
Lewis.
Oh
Whoa.
God. 6th grade memories. If you're listening to this, Sarah Lewis, I found your yearbook signature.
She knows I sent her a
From my
Snapchat.
6th grade, I want to share with the podcast. 6th grade yearbook. I had broken up with you for your best friend. 4 months later, you signed my yearbook. You were a great BF. Full stop. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or salty, but man, I laughed really hard when I. Just what a even if it's not salty, what a way to sign a yearbook.
Yep.
You were a great BF.
Great BF. Put that on your
Which I'm pretty sure I
CV.
wasn't. I'm pretty sure I was a pretty crappy BF, but
Best friend.
we'll
What
get
if she
into my
meant best
relationship
friend?
history on another episode of the podcast.
Whoa, great. Are you just assuming she meant boyfriend?
She
What if
could have meant
Best friend.
no,
I think
because
she
we
meant
didn't
best friend.
talk after I broke up with her. Really. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Gray Lewis is a
To be fair,
douchebag?
she broke up with me once too.
What?
She broke up with me.
Okay, great. You have the weirdest relationship history.
She broke up with me,
It's not even worth listening to.
and
you guys
then
might
she
just
asked me back
tune
out
out.
by asking me to come with her to the talent show. You heard the inside scoop here first.
Gray's very proud of that.
Sure.
Sure.
I don't want to throw shade in either direction. I don't want people to think I'm still into her, but I also, I don't want to make it sound like she was a
Stop. This is weird.
bad girlfriend or anything.
Can we get off this topic before we offend anyone?
This whole episode, let's just go through all of our previous relationships.
Dude, this episode's gonna get taken down as well. Oh.
Did you just reveal that one of the podcasts has been taken? I mean, I guess people could just look through the numbers.
Yeah, but it's not that big of a secret. Yeah, one of our podcasts got taken down.
Well, not taking it. We took it down.
Well,
The
we
cops came for us.
we didn't want to take it down. Yeah,
All
we
right,
almost
look.
got arrested.
We're going to jump into the meat of the first episode. Properly this time.
Properly.
We're all around the Thanksgiving table. We all have our forks out. I'm cutting off a slice of meat.
pass the chicken.
Yeah,
pass
I don't
the
think
turkey.
you've ever been to a Thanksgiving. There you go.
There you go.
I'm passing around the gravy and I'm slicing off a slice for
Mashed
everyone at the table.
potatoes.
And we say a grace.
I don't know Grace.
You don't know what grace is?
I know what Grace is. I just don't know what you say.
It's fine. We don't say a grace.
Lord bless this meal.
No, it's non-denominational.
What would
Allah / God /
Lord.
What's the Jewish word for God?
Shalom.
No. Anyway, this intro is way too long. We eat the meat. Let's jump into the meat of the podcast. Facebook, Cambridge Analytica. What?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Okay, for those of you who don't know,
Yeah.
Take
it away.
Cambridge Analytica basically harvested Facebook users' data by making not fake, but they made a quiz game, and they would get access to people's profiles.
Well, it
'Cause
wasn't.
when you sign up for a game on Facebook.
It wasn't Facebook directly.
What do you mean?
It wasn't Facebook making
No.
a quiz. It was like a
No,
third
yeah,
party.
so I'm saying Cambridge
Right.
Analytica did this. They're a
Oh,
firm.
okay,
They're a
right.
research.
Yeah.
They're like a research firm.
Right.
I think they do they get demographic data. I think.
Right. And they're just scraping people's information.
So yeah, they made this quiz game and they scraped everyone's information by how Facebook, when you sign up for a game, they ask for your permission to
Which is
view
hella
your basic
shady.
info. Not really. I mean,
I never
at least
agree.
they ask you.
I mean, I never agree.
Yeah, but they give you the choice. Like Facebook could just not tell you they were asking, and then
Yeah, for sure. I respect
Anyway.
that.
But yeah, so they've had access to all this information, a whole bunch of personal information. It was getting sold to. The reason it's actually a big deal is because
They were selling it,
it was
right?
sold to people to target people who would be vulnerable to fake news.
Jesus.
So yeah, pretty big deal. And I think the major takeaway from this is that nothing is free. Using Facebook, using Twitter, it's not free.
Oh, you're giving away information.
You're giving away your information, you're looking at ads, you're giving your attention. And no matter how free it feels,
You're making people money.
people are making money off of it. No one would be running a business if it didn't make them money.
I mean, if you're not giving away your information, you're giving away your time.
Well, even then, like, people don't just want your time; they want your
Yeah, they do. Because like with time, you see more ads.
advertising.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They want you to buy stuff.
Yeah.
They are tools to show you products. In the end, that is what they view themselves as. A complicated tool to get you to look at ads.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is just so, in touch with your dopamine, right? Like the
Yeah.
notifications, the push notifications, crazy.
In a similar fashion, you know how Costco works? Do you know what Costco is?
Of course, I know what Costco is.
So I watched a really interesting video this week, and Costco doesn't really make money. They make a little bit of profit, but they really don't make that much profit, especially relative to like Walmart and stuff like that.
Because they sell in bulk.
Yeah, they don't just sell in bulk. Their prices are insanely low,
Right.
like
Well,
detrimentally low.
because they're selling in bulk.
But the
I'd assume.
reason is the reason they do all this is it's all in. There are just all the money that their main source of revenue is memberships.
Right.
So
okay.
everything else in the store is just a weird way to entice you to get into the store.
Right. 'Cause
That's
the
how
prices
they
are
view
so
it.
damn low.
The prices are insanely low. They're basically selling them at cost. But that's fine. They can sell as much product as they need to. Their costs basically stay the
Yeah.
same, and they still get your membership money, which is honestly a really good deal for everyone involved.
Yeah.
They sell their rotisserie chickens at a loss.
Damn.
And a lot of their items at the food court at a loss.
Holy crap, dude. Okay, wait. Can I add a segment to this?
What?
I want to talk about printers, but we'll just put that towards the end. This is really important.
Are you
Continue.
talking about cartridges?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video? I don't think our viewers have.
I've watched a whole bunch of
yeah.
videos about
Okay,
that.
let's just talk about that after.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of in the same vein, Facebook, it's not free. Everything they offer, all their services, same with Snapchat, same with Twitter, they're all just complicated ways
Yeah.
to get you to look at ads, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But it's just something to keep in mind. You are giving up something.
Mhm.
And, I think for a lot of people, maybe a paid service would be the way to go for them. The problem is with social networks, you have to have all of your friends on it, and not everyone wants to be on a paid social network.
Right.
Not everyone wants to. Most people are willing to look at ads for free stuff. And
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to monetize stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's a very valuable service to society that people have access to all this free information and services through advertising. But
Yeah, it's just scary how much information we just put out there.
and honestly, I think the whole situation is a little overhyped. In this situation, it was pretty bad. But I think often the whole thing that's like, Facebook, they have all these things they know about you. I think it's a little overhyped because people assume that for some reason anyone actually cares about you, when in reality it's just a complicated algorithm that knows about you. Like, no people are looking at you and knowing and being like, oh, she's pregnant or whatever. Like, who cares if Facebook knows that you're pregnant?
It's just kind of weird
It's weird.
that listen to this. So my friend in my design technology class is making a bag. Right, he's designing a bag from ground up,
Yeah.
and he does a lot of searching about, he does a lot of like Googling about, bags, sports bags and stuff.
Yeah.
And we talk about it a lot because I'm helping him out because he's not that good with the computer stuff, and I'm helping him out. I'm helping design it, and I've never searched it on my computer or anything. I don't know how in depth this Google algorithm
It does
goes.
go to your friends.
Which-
Not Google, but Facebook.
I don't know how in depth it is, but I was getting ads about sports bags on my Instagram.
That's Facebook.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So Facebook must be going through Rumi. God damn it.
We just doxed another friend of ours. It's fine. We're just saying first names.
Why am I so bad at this? Never mind.
It's
Whatever.
not like they can do anything.
I just get lost in the conversation.
Lost in the sauce.
Yeah, so they just go to his. They must be going through his search stuff and giving me ads on it. Like that's kind of crazy. Like why are you giving me ads? Like I'm not the one searching it. Which I don't know. It's kind of dumb. I have no interest in sports bags. Actually, I do. God damn it.
There you go. And I think a lot of the things that people notice are coincidences. Like the whole Facebook is listening to your conversations thing, completely false, completely myth. And I can tell you that for a fact because Android literally doesn't let apps access the microphone in the background.
What if
it's just not a thing?
Wait, no, but what if people give it the permission?
No, they like Android made it so that no app can do it even with permission. So yeah, I think it kind of comes down to the algorithms are so good that it makes them look creepy, because you're giving them everything that they use. You give them willingly, and I think that's fine as long as that's something you're comfortable with. And I think that's what it comes down to is what you're comfortable with, what you're willing to give up. Because for me, I don't really care.
I mean, but sometimes people aren't willing to give up information that they accidentally put onto Facebook.
What do you mean?
I mean, I can't give an example, but what if sometimes people just accidentally put up information that they're not willing to,
Okay, look, I think anything you do on the internet, you should assume isn't private.
Yeah, I mean, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, well, don't use the internet if you want to do something private. I don't know.
Well, I mean, your grandparents use Facebook, and you can't expect.
Okay, look, I think it just comes down to education.
What if
And there are tools to use the internet privately if you really want to. Notably Tor, the onion router. And a whole bunch of other tools, VPNs.
Yeah, but
so
okay.
I mean, I think the tools and services are there if you want them.
We're fairly
That's what it
well
comes down to.
versed in internet security, but you have to look at the other half of the spectrum where there are people who don't know as much.
And I think a lot of
And
that comes down to
they're very susceptible to
I think a lot of that comes down to what I was talking about before, which is technological ignorance. Technology has gotten so simple. User interfaces have gotten so advanced in the sense that they are easy to use, that no one ever has to interact with any sort of complex systems anymore, which I think is negative in some ways. And I think it's things like this, where people just don't understand how computers work.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think I totally agree with that because when I first started, this is a terrible example, but when I first started using Facebook, I was overwhelmed with how much they had on it, and I don't think it's any different, if not worse, right now.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, most people don't know how to use command prompt, which I think is like it's like a necessary tool to actually manage your computer. And most people, when anything happens with their computer, they really don't know how to fix it. A lot of people come to me with tech questions that they can just Google and fix themselves, but they just don't know enough about computers to even begin to try to figure it out, which I think is bad. I think all schools should have those skills should be taught in schools. I mean, we learn how to do cursive, we learn how to do typing. Like, why don't we learn how to actually use our computers correctly?
Well, I mean, it's not just that right now. It's the fact that there are older generations that are harder to educate on these
Euthanize
topics.
them.
Jesus Christ, they're
Kidding.
harder to
Love you, Grandma.
they're harder to educate on these topics, and those people's informations are
Okay, look, it's Darwinism.
are higher
it's
risk.
Darwinism.
They're at a higher risk. Like, it doesn't matter if a third grader's information gets put on the internet. He doesn't have a bank account. He doesn't have a social security.
Okay,
He's not important in the grand scheme of things.
I agree.
If I was trying to steal someone's
you've convinced me.
money, I'd focus elderly people.
You've convinced me, but I mean, I don't know.
I just don't care.
I mean, the thing is, what are you gonna do about it?
That's
like,
a
what
great
is a,
question.
What is a
that's what I was
possible
trying to get to.
solution? I don't think there is any possible solution for the problem. I think that we either don't
Euthanize
have
them.
any of these services, or it kind of comes down to like use at your own risk.
I mean, I'm not a Facebook technician, but I'm sure there are ways around that.
What do you mean?
Because I mean, when you're signing up for Facebook, I'm just taking the point of view of an elderly person or someone who's not very well versed in technology.
Okay.
When you sign up for Facebook, there are all these like different things that you can look at and all these places to put information and stuff, where it kind of becomes overwhelming, don't you think? I mean, it's simple. Facebook is super simple now because you know how everything works. But think about when
they have streamlined it a little.
Think about when you're using a new program and you're just looking at it, you're like, oh wow, this does this menu goes here, this does this. Yeah. When you're doing that and you're pretty good with technology, just imagine like I don't know, a 70-year-old trying to figure that out, and he's like, oh, my social security number, my email.
I mean, it sucks, but
she decides to buy Farmville credits, and then that information gets taken somewhere else. You know, you never know, dude.
And I guarantee that 90% of Farmville credits are bought by people over the age of 60.
Yeah.
Farmville was such a strange phenomenon. Why was it so overwhelmingly popular?
Dude, I can say that I was never into it.
Me neither. 2 of my cousins were incredibly into it. Like,
really?
They would spend, like, every time I went over their house, they'd be playing Farmville. Like, what is it?
Oh.
It's just like, it's like everything that's good about video games is gone, and they've just taken, like, the most basic rewards loop imaginable.
Yeah.
And just, like, crunched it into this almost pointless thing.
Also, you have this energy thing where you're like, oh, come back tomorrow.
Just, unless you want to pay us, then you can keep sharing about all the pigs you found on your farm to all your friends on Facebook.
Dude, there are some people.
That was the most cancerous thing ever.
Yeah.
Sarah has found a pig. Do you want it? No.
No, go
Please
away,
stop.
Sarah.
Please. No more. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Sarah Lewis. I'm just kidding.
Well, you will never know.
We actually just doxed her, by the way. We doxed her
yeah,
before
you
we
doxed her.
her.
I've only used first name.
No, you said her last name first.
No, I didn't.
You did. Because I was like, Sarah, and then you're like, Lewis? You did.
You just double doxed her.
Double dox. Do you know her address?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
No. Actually, I don't know her address. I just said that for the comedy.
And to be clear, we are brother and sister. And yes, we did date. Not that weird.
Stop. It's weird.
We just have the same last name. It's just a coincidence.
You just winked at me.
No, I
It's
didn't.
Disgusting.
No, I didn't. I find that whole thing. Oh God, I don't want to talk about incest.
Can we stop?
Let's move on.
All right.
More like
Swiftly
incest.
moving
That's
on.
the last thing I'm going to say about
nope,
it.
you can't, because I just said the
I
last
just said
thing.
more like incest.
Nope.
It's fine.
Next topic,
More like
please.
incest.
Stop.
I won't say it again. More like incest. All right. When I was young, not even young, like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe even 16.
17.
Nah. My parents would limit how much time I was allowed to have on screens.
Wow.
That's TV, computer,
Lame-o.
phone, Nintendo DS, which I didn't have.
I had a Nintendo.
One of the reasons I didn't buy my Nintendo DS was because for some reason I thought if I bought a Nintendo DS, my parents wouldn't like enforce the screen time rule on it. So I was gonna buy one, and my parents like, like we're still gonna enforce the screen time rule. I was like, what?
What is this?
I want to play friggin' Wii Dogs. You heard that game?
Yeah,
what was it
course.
called? Nintendogs.
Nintendogs.
I want to play Nintendogs 24/7, dude.
But Mom, I want to play Nintendogs.
But Mom, Picto Chat.
Dude, that was lit.
I remember
What a shame.
you could draw the rainbow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What a shame you didn't do that.
Huh?
What a shame you couldn't
I
do
saw
that.
an ABC News report where they were like, a pedophile could drive next to your car and talk to your kids on Picto Chat without them realizing.
Or
The water's turning the frogs gay.
Jesus Christ. Save this for our episode. Our next episode.
Yeah, we should have a whole episode about dumb news reports.
No, I was
The
going to say.
next episode is about conspiracies,
Yeah, I
by
was
the way.
just going to say. That was a good.
Just so you guys are aware,
Yeah, stay
me and
tuned.
Barris are going to debunk conspiracies next episode.
Debunk. I want to talk about them.
Yeah, but I want to debunk them, too, because
I want to talk about how they could be real and
2
like scare
episodes
people.
ago, I was talking about how I don't like Shane Dawson because he publicizes conspiracy theories. So we can't, like, make a conspiracy theory episode. We have
All
to
right, how
debunk
about
them.
how about I'll bring them up to you and I'll
I'll debunk them.
and
That's
you-
a good
you'll
idea.
debunk
I
them.
like it.
and I'll like try to like make them as much as I think they're
devil's advocate.
fake. Yeah, I'll play like heavy devil's advocate, and I'll try to make you believe in them, even though I
won't.
don't believe in them, which is gonna be difficult. But I'm into it. Let's do it.
Except chemtrails and flat Earth. Those are real.
Yep.
And that is a CairoCast official belief.
We'll just put that on our.
We're gonna have a website, and it's gonna be CairoCast, flat earther, chemtrail advocate.
Okay.
Is advocate the right word? I'm not pro
Advocate?
chemtrail. I'm anti chemtrail, but I believe they exist.
Oh, just I don't know why the word advocacy just brought this thing
I'm
into
just
my
kidding, by
head.
the way. I don't believe in chemtrails or flat Earth.
Did you see that 6 minute 20 second long speech by Emma Gonzalez?
No, who's Emma Gonzalez?
You know the school shooting that happened in Florida?
Yeah.
She's one of the kids that was
Oh.
that
Did
was
she
like
give it? Oh, was it during the court proceedings?
no, it was during the March for Our Lives movement
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
She
Which was very inspiring, by the way.
it was awesome. Like a bunch of celebrities went there. Like
Really
there were
cool.
just tons of people.
And it was organized
awesome.
by kids.
Yeah,
That's what's so
it's
cool
great.
about it.
It's great to see
Not
that.
kids, but people our age.
Yeah. So she gave this 6 minute 20 second long speech, and the whole premise of it was, in 6 minutes and 20 seconds, the length of her speech, the shooter had killed 17 of her friends, and her
Dang.
I think the entirety of her speech was like 3 minutes, and then she just like, for the next like 3 minutes, the rest of her 6 minute 20 second speech, she just stared off into the distance, and then after the time had elapsed, she said that's how long the shooter was in our school spraying my friends with an AR-15. And dude, it was so sad. I had goosebumps.
It's so tragic.
Yeah, it was awful.
Dude, holy shit. Did you see that kid in court? I really hope he gets the death penalty. I don't believe in the death penalty, but this kid fucking deserves it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you deserve this awesome gift. I don't want to say gift, but this joy and power that you're given with life. Like whether it be by God or by complete luck, you don't deserve to have this impact on our world if you can do something like this. Just either keep him in prison, or just
Yeah, I mean, I think the least he can get is like 8 consecutive life sentences.
17. He took 17 lives,
Yeah.
and then however many he ruined by like crippling. So, I don't know. This kid deserves the worst, and they're trying to play it off as like a mental disability. Like
They're not trying to play it off. I mean, he clearly does have a mental disability, and this kind of goes back to our apparently multi-episode. Every episode we end up talking about
yeah,
this, but
we're not very creative.
you have to, morality is complicated, and it's not like this guy did it out of the blue.
Yeah, he had tons of social media posts,
But
which is kind of ridiculous.
that's not what I mean. I mean, like, clearly shit happened to him.
yeah.
But here's the thing. Imagine that someone at our school was like, oh, I'm going to shoot up the school. No one would take it seriously. Like, they're people you know. It's completely different than, like, oh, looking back, obviously he was going to shoot up the school. Like, I have a lot of friends who say stuff that makes me worried that they're suicidal. But, like, and like, sometimes I'll see people will be like, my friend committed suicide, and there were all these telltale warning signs, but I didn't do anything to stop them.
yeah.
But a lot of people say stuff like that, That's why I think it's so complicated, because if 20 people say that to you, and you're worried about the first few, and you try to help them out, and they're like, "No, I'm fine,"
It's
and
tough,
then
man.
after a while, it's like, what's like, the warning signs don't mean anything. And I mean, I know people who have said they want to shoot up the school
Yeah.
explicitly.
I don't know.
And I mean, like, I did what I could to make sure he was kidding, and it seemed like he wasn't going to do anything. But I mean, like, when it comes down to it, like, it's not that rare to have threats like that. I mean, at my old school in America, there was bomb threats like almost every year.
Jesus, that shouldn't happen, man. You don't need an AR-15 to hunt. Like, when do you need an AR-15? When has an AR-15 ever been used?
Dude, have you ever gotten swarmed by deer?
Yeah, dude.
I tried to, like,
all the time.
one time I was bow and arrow, and I was like, damn, I wish I had an AR-15 right now, because there was like 60 deer.
It's
I needed
just
to kill
so
'em all in a
hard.
minute.
It's so hard. Oh, life's so hard at an AR-15. Hunting's so difficult. Come on, dude, get over it.
You already
Jesus
have an insane
Christ.
advantage.
Yeah, dude, you have
Okay,
fucking
but
brain.
I don't, the
You- you-
argument for an AR-15 isn't about hunting. It's about
What
home
is it?
It's about home defense.
What is it,
Home defense.
dude?
I know. I think the whole idea that you would actually be capable of, like, responding to a robbery like that is
Just
very
spraying it.
slim.
Like, dude, you just need a handgun. Like, you don't need to. You don't
I don't
need
even think I think if I had a handgun, like, what am I actually practically gonna do? Like, you think I'm gonna have a shootout with a robber? No, I'm probably just gonna hide in my room and call the police.
Well, I mean, that's your like.
But I think
thing
like
on it.
the
Like,
majority of my friends in America who own guns,
They probably know how
who
to
they
use it.
claim I know. But even with training, like okay, have you
Yeah,
ever,
it's very
have you
different in
ever-
the moment. I feel you.
You know how like you study for a test and like the teachers tell you how to prepare for the test. Sometimes you'll just walk into the test and not know
Yeah, I
what to
feel
do.
you. I feel you. It's
Like,
very different. That's
Like once you get in the actual situation, it's completely different. Or when there's a fire alarm.
But yeah, there
When
are
there's
many.
a fire alarm and then there's an actual fire, like there's no way you're gonna react properly. Like people are still gonna scream and freak out.
But yeah, there are still many people that would know how to use it in that given situation.
Yeah, but there's.
But I mean that's very few.
My point
I agree
is-
with you. You don't need an AR-15.
You're not gonna do anything with an AR-15 that you can't do with a handgun,
Yeah,
and you're not gonna do anything
it's
at
it's
all
dumb.
probably.
And have you seen those social media posts of, what's it called? The Emma Gonzalez and her friends. They've made these social media posts. I think it's by Time, where she's tearing up this Target,
Okay.
and some, what's it called? NRA supporters have shopped the Constitution over it, so it looks like she's tearing up the Constitution.
Okay, look, I don't want to get too political on this podcast because I know that's not necessarily what people come here for.
Yeah.
But
They come here for
the
our opinions.
Constitution was written when these things didn't exist.
Right. Yeah. There's like
It's
a whole,
like,
yeah,
right
there's a whole
now-
film on it.
Right now, we're like, like right now, for example, we might be like, people should be allowed to have whatever furniture they want. But then one day, if furniture comes out that like has, okay, this is such a bad.
It's a
thing.
terrible analogy.
Such a bad
But yeah,
thing.
it was written when firearms had to be. It took them like a minute and a half to
it's
reload
not even
them.
necessarily clear that the Constitution protects individual rights to hold firearms. The way it's written, it can be interpreted to both mean that a private militia, a well-regulated private militia, has the right to hold arms, to bear arms, or some people think that is extended to everyone.
I mean,
Here, I'll read you the amendment right now.
I mean, I hope they actually clarify this and kind of ban AR-15s. But honestly, I'm not very hopeful.
I think
Which is so
AR-15s
sad.
will be banned.
Dude, I hope
Not that
too.
AR-15s are necessarily like. I think handguns are pretty dangerous too.
Any automatic weapon.
It's easier
dude.
to get an assault rifle than it is to get a handgun, though.
That's so dumb.
It's because you can conceal a handgun, but I still.
Oh yeah, there
Anyway,
you go. Dude, that's so dumb.
A well-regulated
crap.
militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So it could both mean a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right, and then that, like the comma, it makes it so confusing. The right of people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So if you chop off that first sentence, it just says the right
Yeah.
of the people to keep and bear arms. But if you read the whole thing, a well-regulated militia, comma, being necessary to the security of a free state, comma, like that's an injection.
Yeah.
So it's saying being necessary to the security of a free state, and that's like an injection. So you can imagine that it says a well-regulated militia, comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms. So it's saying that having a well-regulated militia is the right. And a lot of people do interpret it that way. And Supreme Courts have in the past interpreted it that way.
Dude, I don't know, man.
So anyway, do you want to move on?
Yeah, I'd love
I don't
to
know how we
move on.
got here.
This is so sad.
We went on a tangent. You know, these things occupy our minds. It's hard not to talk about them.
It's so sad. That shouldn't have happened. Whatever. Let's move on.
So I was a kid, getting back to this.
Hell yeah.
My parents wouldn't let me use the computer too much.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had like 2 hours a day or whatever. And my parents, they talk, and they still do talk, about overstimulation and the idea that, the whole being overstimulated when your brain is developing is dangerous. Overstimulated meaning like
Too many inputs.
consuming too much content, basically. if all you're ever doing is like looking at a screen, you're like, oh, watching TV and listening to a podcast at the same time, you're very stimulated, and that can affect your brain chemistry, supposedly. So what are
you're always engaged and consuming.
What are your
information.
thoughts? Do you think that is dangerous?
I totally 100%. Yeah, it just totally affects your brain chemistry because like you know how if you're always in this fight or flight mode, your brain doesn't develop properly. Like if you're in a very abusive home,
Yeah.
your brain chemistry is altered where you don't develop properly because you're always in this like adrenaline fueled fight or flight mode. Yeah, I think it's not very similar, but in the same realm as that thing.
Yeah.
Where when you're constantly being engaged by information, your brain is trying to record them, trying to do things to this information. You're trying to absorb it. You're trying to understand it. And so
That's an interesting way to put it.
Obviously, things are happening in your brain, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think you just need nothing to be happening.
That's an interesting way to put it, and I think you're right. I think both of us haven't had that really.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
My parents kind of forced it upon me when I was young, but not anymore really. And I think I do know a lot of millennials who, like, for example, can't go to sleep without listening to something, or just are uncomfortable with silence, which I think I'm pretty good at.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at it too.
Yeah,
for the majority of my life, I didn't really have much technology.
Sometimes I do, like, kind of get panicked when, like, my headphones are dead on a road trip.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that, like. So clearly there is some sort of, like, addiction.
For sure, yeah. I mean, think of it like
which is fine.
Like
it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Think of it like someone's taking notes in your head. Like that one SpongeBob episode where he's, like, filing through all this information through his brain. Like, think of it in a way that your brain is constantly just recording information.
Yeah.
And doesn't have time to just put it in the right places. You know what I mean?
I think
it's a terrible analogy, but like it's kind of like that.
I think another interesting point about that is there is a lot of research that shows that being bored is good for you.
Yeah.
And people are just never bored now. Like when you're bored, you take out your phone.
Yeah. When I get bored, dude, it's panic mode. I can't remember the last time I was bored, honestly.
Yeah, me neither.
Like honest boredom. I can't remember the last time because the last time I was bored, I freaked out and I just found something to do.
Yeah.
Something electronic related.
I think the last time I was bored was when my phone died, and I was like out in the middle of the white desert like a few months ago. Now,
start playing with rocks. You're like, life sucks.
I mean, like your brain finds ways to occupy itself. Like the reason
creativity.
boredom exists is to tell you to go find stimulation.
Yes.
Like it is an evolutionary response.
But when it's so
to
easy to find. It just doesn't work.
It's just like how having too much food is bad for you.
Yeah, I mean having too much of anything.
Humans aren't built to have that much food.
Yeah,
they're not built to have that
Scarcity.
much stimulation, which is I don't know.
Things are supposed to be scarce, but like in our life, electronics is possibly the only thing that's not scarce. We have an infinite amount of I don't want to say infinite, but more content than we can consume in a lifetime up on the internet.
I mean, yeah, for every
it's not scarce.
Like there's like, what is the number? Like 60 hours of YouTube video is uploaded every
there you go.
second or something like that.
I mean, dude, you can.
But I mean, that was always the case. Like, there's more in the world than anyone can see.
Yeah, but like right at the tip of our fingers. Like if a kid's bored now, dude, he just has to open Google, YouTube.
When I was a kid, I was bored all the time.
Yes, me too.
My parents would be like, "Okay, it's been 2 hours. Get off the computer," and I would have to go find stuff to do.
When I was living in Mexico, I didn't have Wi-Fi. I didn't have TV. And for a solid 6 months, I just went outside and played with my action figures.
The other thing is, even with access to the internet, I feel like as a kid, you so often just choose to go outside.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, being outside is so magical when you're a kid.
It's awesome.
There's so much to do. I miss that a lot.
Yeah, me too. That pure, like, joy you got.
I think I would do that more if I didn't live in Cairo, though. Because there's just no place to be outside in Cairo.
I agree.
But, like, I really do, like, enjoy being outside and running around and swimming. Like, this summer, when we were in Oil City.
Yeah.
Going down to the river.
That was awesome.
So fun.
Climbing that hill. Well,
you didn't go swimming, did you?
No, but I was there and I almost jumped in because you guys were being carried away by that.
Oh yeah, we almost.
Yeah, you guys almost.
I almost died. Not clickbait.
Yeah, I kind of jumped in.
Yeah, so we got dragged away by the current of the river, which like we
was terrifying.
we were like very aware that was a possibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were just gonna be like, oh god.
It was pitch black too. Like
it was like 11 p.m.
Yeah, we were lighting the river with our phone.
My parents are gonna hear this and be so bad.
Yeah,
It was a really bad
for
idea.
a second I
but
thought
it was so fun.
for
God
a second I
dang.
thought you were just gonna drift away, and I like kind of ran in, rolled my like. Actually, no, I was wearing shorts. I ran in. And I was like ready to jump.
I was
in
worried that
there.
I was gonna like tumble, cause like you can always swim back to the side even if
Yeah.
you're getting carried away. I was kind of worried I was gonna like tumble and like hit my head. And
Yeah, I was
that
gonna.
would've
I was
been
gonna
pretty bad.
say yeah. There are a
But
bunch
anyway.
of rocks, and it's really slippery. So there's like no.
Let's not make it sound even more dangerous.
Alright,
Do my
it was
parents are gonna
fine.
hear this?
It
It
was
was
fine.
fine. We were very safe.
I mean, you're here right now, so it's fine. It's okay.
Man, yeah, I really do miss going outside.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be our whole year next year. So
I'm hyped, man.
I'm so hyped.
I think we should have a no headphones rule, except when we're on transport.
Yeah, that's probably the only time I'm gonna use headphones.
Cause like that, like when we're walking through stuff, like
Oh yeah, except if we go to art museums, because I have a tune that I play when I.
I
walk
hate art
through-
museums.
Really, I love.
If
art
you go to,
museums.
you can go to an art museum. I'm probably not gonna tap out.
Really,
Yeah,
not even with me. I can like show you the whole ropes and shit.
I can show you the way.
I can show
I'll
you the
try
ropes.
one, and if you change my mind, okay.
Because
But I really don't like art museums.
I went to the Dali Museum. If you go to a good art museum, you should be fine.
Here's the thing: why would I pay $100 to go see art when I can just go online
Dude, it's so
and
different.
look at art?
It's so different.
I've been to art museums.
It's so different. Once you actually just look at it, because when you go online, you can't understand the grandeur of an art exhibit,
I've been to art museums.
dude.
I've seen art exhibits that I really was like, this is cool. But I've never been to an art exhibit that I went to and I was like, that was worth the 2-hour excursion.
What have you seen?
I've been to maybe 100 art museums.
Okay, which one's the most notable?
The Louvre.
Oh, that's a good one. You didn't enjoy that?
It was okay. I was a little too young.
How old are you?
15.
That's just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Um,
man.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of art museums. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that. But it's just
No,
not
I mean,
my thing.
you're entitled to your own opinions.
I mean,
But
I get the value of them. I just don't appreciate. I just don't have fun with them.
I went to the Dali Museum, dude, and it was nuts. Because he has so much installation work, and you just, like, look around. It just takes your eye around. It's crazy. This guy, Dali, was a madman. I'm telling you, dude, this guy probably did a bunch of drugs. He was out of his mind. He was out of his mind. I'm not kidding.
I believe you.
Guess how much time I spent in that museum?
What?
4 hours. 4 hours.
By the way, my
Just walking
grandma would
around.
absolutely hate hearing me talk shit about art museums because she was literally a volunteer for an art museum in Palm Springs for
Oh, wow.
like a long time. I went to that art museum a lot of times. There was some really cool stuff in that art museum. Anyway,
There's also a way. There's a way to go around and look at art museums. Because most of the time you'll kind of just be like walking from painting to painting or installation to installation, and you're just like, okay, that's cool. But like, you have to sit down and kind of read the text,
I do that.
and then like look at it from corner to corner, and like look at the strokes. Like, what strokes did she use? Like, what's the
But
title?
I'm not an artist, so I can't. I've
I
never
guess.
done. I mean, I've done an art class, but like, I don't know. I guess. I think I'm kind of post. I think our culture as a generation is post artistry in the sense that we're far more interested in aesthetics than we are
Uh-huh.
interested in how difficult it is to make something, which kind of goes back into Gucci Gang and all that shit. Because it's kind of just like we appreciate purely how it makes us feel
Uh-huh.
and how much we like it,
Yeah,
just on an emotional level. Whereas I feel like art used to be a lot more about how good is the technique. People were more educated about art and stuff, so it used to be a little more based on that. I'm not necessarily saying that one is objectively more
Right,
important
yeah,
than
yeah,
the
yeah.
other. Although I do think that taking into account talent and skill is very important.
Yeah, I think this point you just made is very valid, and the type of art in which it's the most valid is film. One reason that I really got into film as much as I am right now is because you watch film, you feel a certain way when you watch it,
Yeah,
but why are you feeling that certain way?
yeah.
Like, no one you watch film and you're like, okay, wow, this is really cool. Yeah, I was sad at these parts. Yeah, these parts made me laugh. But what aspect of this film, the artistry behind this film, made you feel this way? Because if we just made one long video of one angle and recorded an interaction between two people, you're not gonna get the same feeling that you're gonna get when you just watch a carefully crafted piece of film.
Yeah.
That's been cut properly, that's been zoomed, like, you know, all 9 yards that go behind making film. And that's something that really attracted me to it. It's like another language. And then once you kind of decipher this language behind film, you're like, wow. I watch film in a completely different way now. I see all these different kind of techniques that are used to kind of instill viewers with a certain feeling. And it's awesome. Like, I wish more people watched films like that.
You can kind of pull back the curtain. So
yeah. It's what's the term called? Suspension of disbelief, but not really.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think that's what you said is very relevant.
I think that's a whole topic.
Yeah.
Discussing why you chose film and stuff. This is kind of a tangent, just a brief one. I do want to kind of get a little more into our, like, talking about ourselves.
That's fine.
Let's get a little more narcissistic. No, but in general, like, I think that we haven't really talked about ourselves. I think we kind of share our perspectives on things, but we're just kind of talking mouths. We haven't really explained our personalities and what makes us who we are. So we should do that. Yeah. We should make an episode about that.
Tell us if you guys are interested in that.
If that's something you're interested in.
We're going to make it anyway.
If you're not, we won't do it.
No, we're just going to do it anyway. We're narcissists.
Follow us on Instagram.
All right, what's the next topic, dude?
That's all I have written down.
All right.
Rest is free form, baby!
He just threw
How
his
long have we been going?
I think 50 minutes or something.
Ooh!
Damn.
On the dime.
Pretty good guess.
56 minutes.
All
so
right.
we have a little freeform time here.
Well, I want to talk about the printer thing.
Oh. Perfect.
Did you watch that video
Perfect.
on YouTube of the guy? Basically, this guy was a... What's the word?
Printographer.
No, you called... if your computer broke down, you'd call
IT.
the helpline.
Tech support.
Yeah, tech support. He was a tech support guy, and pretty much what he said was he started off his video saying, you know, as a tech support person, you're supposed to help out the person who's calling in, but you're also, you know, supposed to sell them a little something. And so one day, this person calls in, and she's like, oh, you know, my printer, my laptop, I want to install Word and stuff, and how do I do it? I can't figure out. So, you know, he helped her out, and so he asked her, like, you know, why'd you get a new computer and why'd you need Word on it? And she's like, oh, I'm starting my first year of college, you know, I'm trying to get prepared. And he's like, oh, whoa, so you're starting in college? How about you buy a new printer to print out all your documents and, you know, stay on top of your things? And she's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And he's like, all right, so yeah, I can get you printer cartridges. You know, gave her the price, $60.
Oh,
but, like, yeah, a single printer cartridge,
yeah,
$60. Now, so the website he was using, the company's store page, gives the official price and the price that it costs to produce the item. Now, let's play a little game.
39 cents.
How expensive do you think...
39 cents.
Wait, let me finish. How expensive do you think the printer cartridge was to produce?
39 cents.
You got to go a little bit lower, dude.
No way.
I swear.
I was trying to undermine you, so you'd be like, okay, don't guess that
No,
low.
you got to go a little bit
2
lower.
cents?
No, okay, not that. You really...
Free?
The alien printer cartridge gods, give it to them. No, it is 23 cents.
God dang it.
For one cartridge, dude. It costs $60.
I think part of it is that they sell the printers for way less than they cost to make.
Yeah,
right?
that's literally it. Yeah, they lose money selling the printers,
but then they just you have to buy their proprietary cartridges.
Exactly. You know why? Because they shape them differently for each new printer. And every year
they don't just shape them differently because You can also like
Yeah, you can
people
cut,
people
like,
have tried to like refill. Like you can try to refill the ink
it
cartridge.
doesn't let you.
There's so much DRM protection. Like it's almost
Exactly.
impossible.
And if they sense that you put in a different liquid, it can shut down your whole printer.
Yeah.
And it's happened before to people.
Yep.
This little tiny chip in their cartridge stops them from doing everything.
Yep.
You cannot do anything to your printer. Nothing. And printers, I mean, how many times has your printer actually worked? Never. My printer has never worked
First
properly.
try, very few times.
Yes. You're always like, "Oh, what's the problem now?" And you're like, "Oh, the Wi-Fi is not connected." And you're trying to, the buttons are garbage, the interface sucks, and you're just trying to freaking type in your Wi-Fi password with all the up and down keys. Printers are garbage. They're so bad.
Yep. They're really shit.
They're made terribly. And did you know that, when the ink cartridge says it's out of ink?
Yeah.
A quick reset, like the guy just did this, like straight up. The ink cartridge said it was out of ink. He pressed the reset button on the
Yeah.
chip, and it was full.
Not full, but like there was some in it.
There was a lot in it, a significant amount,
Damn.
which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, just now has this thing been brought to the public's eye. Like, that's insane. And recently, I think someone won a court case against HP for this. And it's absolutely just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's economics, man. Why hasn't anyone made a printer company that
I was
sells them
just
at
gonna say.
cost and then tries to...
I was just going to say.
Clearly there's some problem that, like, printers must just be really expensive to make, or...
I mean, apparently not.
Maybe there's a lot of R&D that has to go into making each new printer and each new printer cartridge. Because, I mean, people wouldn't buy it if it wasn't worth it to them. So, I mean, I think it's kind of silly to call it a scam because you know what you're getting.
Okay, but I think the scam part is how much the freaking ink cartridges cost. 23 cents to $60.
Maybe now that everyone is out crying about it, maybe they'll go down.
Dude, I hope they go down.
And maybe, yeah, I mean, I think if everyone got really outraged, they would lower the price.
Well, yeah, I just didn't know this was it. Did you know ink for printers is one of the most expensive liquids? It's up there with insulin, black cobra venom, human blood. It's up there.
Human blood can't be that expensive.
It's damn expensive.
Human blood?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, it's blood.
Yeah, but you have a lot of it. Like, I could just prick my arm and there's some blood. It's free.
Yeah, but you got to buy it.
No.
You can just start selling your blood.
I will. Anyone who wants a little bit of my blood,
Like,
I
wait, Google
charge like $20 a pint. People donate so much blood for like a cookie.
Price, human blood price. All right, I'm checking.
I'm sure that the government is really hyped about you Googling human blood price. Human blood price.
$200 for 500 milliliters.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, these freaking blood donation places should be giving us a little classier juice, dude. I get the off-brand Coke. What is this shit?
Cobra venom price is. Hold on. I gotta go a little deeper. Oh, never mind. My connection was interrupted.
How much is a human baby?
I don't think they have a price.
Human baby, black market price. God, this is gonna be disturbing.
$1,400 for undefined amount of cobra venom. Yep.
A Chinese baby, a baby in Indonesia is $160.
Jeez, what?
Children in Ghana,
Oh, like for adoption or something?
no, just to buy them, black market.
What the fuck?
Children in Ghana, $50 to the parents, $300 to the trafficker.
What the fuck?
Children in Thailand, $25 to rent a child beggar. This is disturbing. Girl in India, $24.
What the heck? It's not even like rounded. That's so fucked up. Imagine
Girls,
they're like, oh, $24.
girls from Mozambique, guess.
15.
$2.
Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck?
$2?
Women from North Korea,
No.
$761 for a 30-year-old.
That's a human life.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's upsetting.
I think on that note,
Teenage girl. You want to hear the most disturbing one?
you go.
Teenage girls in Iraq. $5,000 for virgins.
No.
$2,500 for non-virgins. Oh God, that's so messed up. That's like the most depressing thing I've ever said on the podcast. I was not expecting. I was not expecting to actually find an answer to that question.
Yeah.
I'm really sad that
That's-
that exists.
That's the world we live in.
God damn.
Printers are scams and people are sold at very low prices. Jesus Christ. On that note, I think it's a good way to end the podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Cairo Cast.
Thanks for listening to this very depressing episode of the podcast.
I mean, it was kind of upbeat until we started talking about selling human children.
Yeah. There you go. Or the shootings or whatever.
Yeah, holy shit. Don't listen to this.
Yeah.
If you've already gotten this far, if you've skipped to this part to see what our thoughts were at the end of the episode, don't listen. Go back to episode 4. It was a good episode. We peaked at episode 4. Everything is downhill from here.
Yeah.
I think we should start recording them a little earlier because I'm not caffeinated anymore.
You're not? I'm pretty
And
caffeinated.
my parents want us to start recording them earlier in the day.
Yeah, same. My
For
parents
your
do as
guys'
well.
context, it's 10:05.
Yeah. No, it's 10:35.
Wait.
Yeah.
All right, I should probably head to sleep, bro.
All right. Yeah, same.
Thanks for listening to the Cairo Cast. We're going to do a quick Patreon shout-out. It doesn't matter when you're listening, if you're in the car, if you're doing lunch, if you just woke up, if you're going to sleep. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a great one of that. And I'll head it over to Barris.
All right. Thanks to my mom. Love you, Mom, for the donations. Andrew McGrath-Towski. You're the man. Thanks for donating $10 or $5. And Spicy Cilantro. Thank you so much. Again, I don't know who you are, but if you'd like to reveal your identity, shout out something on the podcast, please hit Gray and I up. We'd love to thank you in person or over text or wherever you choose. Anyway, thanks for listening to today's episode of the podcast. We love doing this.
We really do. Thank you for all your support.
Yeah, follow
Sorry
us on
this
Twitter.
episode was so depressing.
Yeah.
And, yeah, thanks for listening.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
You just hit record again.
Well,